Hey, it's JC14241 once again with another album review, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the 2017 Nickelback album, which came out this past summer, Feed the Machine. I got this pre-ordered with the new Rise Against album. I must say that the Rise Against album was quite a bit better than this one, but this one actually impressed me more because Rise Against has been consistent, while on the other hand, Nickelback, they haven't released an album this good since probably 2007, which was back in the days of Dark Horse, where everything was just sex, drugs, and rock and roll, the same old crap you'd get from any hard rock band, honestly. But this album, most of it's all taken seriously. I think there's only one song that kind of dwells on something, you know, like just drugs or whatever, getting high, I suppose, and that's track 2, Coin for the Ferryman. It is probably one of my favorite songs on the album, but first off, we'll just make this point across. I want to say it now before I get into talking about the rest of the album. I'm no longer considering album reviews vlogs because I want to do more album reviews, and now that I have the motivation and I guess I'm getting used to doing album reviews, I don't want to be doing a bunch of album reviews and just filling the vlogs playlist with album reviews. Now I have a separate playlist for album reviews, so hopefully you guys can stay interested in that. I'll still do vlogs from time to time, but it's just I feel like I'll be doing album reviews more often because it's more easier for me to talk about music, because I really get into a lot of different kinds of music. Now let's start talking about this album. The first song in this album was Feed the Machine, the title track and lead single of the album. This one kind of blew a lot of people's minds because it was lyrically strong. It was a lot harder than anything that was on their previous album, No Fix Addressed, which was, as far as most Nickelback fans and just music fans in general, was complete and total garbage and a very odd concept effort of mixing genres together. We had some disco pop 70 nonsense. We had songs about wanting to rob banks. We had songs with Flo Rida. What the hell? But this song is mainly about the way leadership affects society and how citizens respond to leaders and the way they treat them. And leaders tend to just take everything, and they're powered just by a stupid system of lies and labor. They're just all powered by all these things that the citizens do. And it's explained in the song, and I can't go that far into depth. I could go looking at the lyrics, but I listened to the song many times, and I've got to say, this is my second favorite on the album. We'll get to what my favorite song is on the album once we get there. But track 2 is Coin for the Ferryman, like I said, and that song is about getting high, basically, and wanting to run off and stuff. I think this is supposed to be happening at a young age, so I can't exactly promote getting high at a young age, but I feel like that's what it's going for. And it says Coin for the Ferryman because he wants to get on the ride and just have some fun and hang out, and that's as far as it goes with the sex, drugs, and rock and roll nonsense. They don't really talk about sex or something like that. It's just drugs, and it's still a fun song. I like the opening riffs, and I like the guitar solo that comes in. Speaking of guitar solos, I think this album has 3 guitar solos, or 3 good ones at least, that are very memorable. Ones that prove that Nickelback can actually write music like that. They can write decent guitar solos. Feed the Machine also had one, but it seemed kind of dumbed down for what it was whenever it came around. But Coin for the Ferryman had a great interlude of sorts with the guitar solo and everything. And there's another one on this album, which is on my favorite song that's on this album. I really can't wait to talk about that because there's something special about that song that Nickelback has never done. Track 3 was Song on Fire, which was the second single from this album. It's a love song, and Nickelback has always been writing love songs, and they're usually cheesy. This one, I don't consider it too cheesy. In the last fucking album, those 2 love songs, Miss You, I almost skip that song every single time it starts, but I just kind of like, calm down, JC, just sing along, and it'll be okay. And then there's the other one, Satellite. That one's a little less cheesy, but it's still cheesy. I mean, the last time a love song by Nickelback probably wasn't cheesy was Far Away from 2005 on All the Right Reasons. But golly, Nickelback, stop with the cheesy love songs. And I guess you're doing that here with Song on Fire. This song is kind of about wanting to write the perfect love song for a certain person, you know, one that you're having feelings with, infatuated with, whatever, and not wanting to write it for the rest of the world around him and not focusing on that, and keeps tossing papers aside because he's making references to things that he doesn't want to reference in the love song. And I respect what he's going for in this song, that he should stop writing love songs to make it a love song for everybody around the world, for anybody that suits anybody. He just wants this love song to suit this one person he's directing it towards.
I could set this song on fire, send it up in smoke. I could throw it in the river, watch it sink in slowly. Tie the pages to a plane, send it to the moon.
Track 4 is a nursery rhyme packed song about silver spoon nonsense and people getting things that they think they're entitled to, and people that are probably privileged and don't have to work very hard for things. But he expresses in a way that many people consider stupid, because he takes nursery rhymes and he changes them up. The wheels on the bus are falling off. Yeah, in the nursery rhymes that doesn't happen. There's many other, but it's really entertaining whenever I'm listening to that song. I mean, it's a good song in the stance that it's hilariously bad, I guess. I mean, you decide. It's a ridiculous song, but yeah, the name of the song is Must Be Nice, and that is track 4. Track number 5 is titled After the Rain, and this is basically a song about taking the advice that your parents give you or your loved ones, whoever you look up to have patience and good things come to those who wait, and, you know, other ways of saying that, and accepting help when it's given to you, you know, not trying to do things on your own and failing miserably, that kind of stuff. And it goes with the analogy that after the rain, that's where all the sunlight comes in, and, you know, that kind of thing. It is a very dramatic song, and I really do enjoy this one. It's a soothing feeling. Track number 6 is titled For the River, and I think this is a song about running away whenever you're in trouble as a kid or something like that. You know, way back when you're hanging out with one of your friends in the yard doing something stupid, and then, you know, some neighbors catch you doing it and they start chasing after you, and then you just take off running, something like that. But it's just a fun song. The way that these adults are expressing these stories through their music is kind of interesting, but that's what I picture whenever I listen to this song. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of got a guitar solo going on. It's really just hard rocking track. It's one of the most Nickelback songs on the album, but it's nothing, you know, all stereotypical for what Nickelback is at the same time.
You can ride, you can fly, you can tell them that you tried, but there ain't no going back. They'll never catch me. Tell them that you tried, but you're never gonna catch me.
Track number 7 is Home, and this is most likely a song about, I guess, just missing home while they're away on tour and, you know, doing live concerts and such like that. But at the same time, it's talking about how they have all these memories of bad things that they did back then, and that they shouldn't miss home, that they'd always wanted to move out and do their own thing and go around the world and whatever with this rock band that they have, but they still miss home at this point. They're getting homesick about it. And I guess they sing about these stupid things that happen while they're at home, and he's singing about it from, I guess, a third-person perspective of sorts.
Well, home ain't what I'd call it, but I'm the only ghost walking through the hallways. The play gets so much clearer when the one to blame is standing in the mirror. A fistful, this lie, lit a match and set his life on fire.
Finally, we've gotten to track 8, which is the Betrayal, Act 3. Before I say anything else, there is no Betrayal Act 2 on this album. because apparently the lead singer of Nickelback felt like it didn't fit on the album. He put the Betrayal Act 1 on there, which was just an acoustic instrumental of sorts, and it was really brief, and it's the last one on the album, and I don't even think that was necessary. They should have left that out if they weren't going to include the second one. I figured it'd be 1, 2, and 3, and it would work just fine. I don't know how they made this music, but apparently it didn't work out for them. But now let's talk about why I love this song so much. First things first, it is the first Nickelback song to pretty much not be in 4/4 time, which is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in 6/8 time, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's a really fast-paced song for what Nickelback is. And it's actually a song about a story from the Bible in which Judas betrayed Jesus for gold coins and basically sold out on Jesus. And it's a pretty horrible story in Jesus' case. And Judas, well, yeah, pretty much this is just God looking down on him and saying, you're going to regret what you did. You are going to hell. You just completely freaking ruined my son's life. And I think this is what actually caused Jesus to get crucified. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I'm not that deep into Christianity, even though I'm mostly Christian. But yeah, as it is, it's a great lyrical effort. I just love all the lyrics on this song. I don't think the chorus is as good as it should be, but it's definitely my favorite song on this album. Track number 9 is Silent Majority, and this is basically the song on the album where they say all the people around us should be brave and stand up for what they believe in. I guess it's supposed to insist that people that don't vote because they don't like either of the candidates should vote, and just pick whatever one they think is going to destroy the country less. Which is a good point, because I do that myself. Nickelback is trying to make me a better person. I don't know if they're going to succeed. But, I mean, with this chorus, I don't think they will, because it's that cliche, I won't give up, I won't give in deal, which I've heard many times from Breaking Benjamin. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have. And there are other artists that do it as well, but I just can't keep track of it anymore. But to those music artists that are actually important, that I listen to, please, I know that you're not going to comment on this video responding about it, but stop it with that stupid cliche. It's just too much. We've had too much of it. Now, on to track 10, which is Every Time We're Together. Yeah, you can tell just from the title. It's Photograph. It's Photograph, except nothing can be ever as good as Photograph was back in the day, you know, because that song is always nostalgia for me, no matter whenever I listen to it, because, you know, how old I was whenever it came out. And then I listen to this, and they're singing about football and every 10-yard pass turning into a 20 and miracles and all these bad memories that they had back whenever they got in trouble and stuff. Now they don't seem so bad. Now they just seem funny and like great stories. Every time they hang out, the stories get better. That kind of thing. It's I mean, it's not bad, but it's kind of the same old thing they do with every song that's talking about memories. And then last song on the album, well, it's not a song, is track 11, The Betrayal, Act 1. And I did mention this whenever I talked about track 8. It's an instrumental. It's just an acoustic guitar and a violin, you know, kind of playing it out, I guess setting it up for Act 2, which we have no idea what happens in that song. I cannot wait until it comes out. From what I heard, Nickelback wants to release it on their next album. That is stupid. Please, like, a deluxe edition where it's on the album. That would be nice. Do that first, please. But overall, I'm done talking about this album. I think it might as well be my third or second favorite album, like right behind or right above All the Right Reasons. I'm not sure about that yet. I mean, I can't think about it that hard. It's Nickelback. And I would have to rate it 8 out of 10, which is better than 10 years overall for me. It was like, oh, but Nickelback is not better than 10 years. It's obviously not. But yes, for some reason, Nickelback satisfies me more because I'm more of a hard rock guy than a low, mellow kind of music thing that 10 Years kinds of go with sometimes. There were some songs on the new 10 Years album that are better than every single song on this album, of course. It's just overall, I like this album more, and it's a fun jam to work kind of thing. And now, anybody that completely hates Nickelback just wants to dislike the video and kill me and wants me to commit suicide and that nonsense. We all know Nickelback haters. Most of the internet these days. Nickelback is the meme. But yeah, that's my review of the new Nickelback album, which came out this past summer. I think it was like June 16th or something. I know one of the albums came out June 9th and one of them came out June 16th. You know, the Nickelback and the Rise Against. I can't remember which order it was. But I got the Rise Against album first. I remember that much. So I should give it a percentage rather than just an 8 out of 10. I would say like an 82%. We'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching the album review. It definitely satisfies me in comparison to their past two, which are No Fix Address and Here and Now. And that's it. See you next time. That's that. And album review over.